I remember Fruitland's nurseries, where the Berkmans carved their fate. Dennis Redmond's twin magnolias marked the entrance gate. And I remember 29, a good year by my bones. Come Alistair McKenzie and the gentleman Bobby Jones, and they turned orchards into fairways, laid traps amongst the trees.
Nice music. Nice little lead in there, huh?
Jeff's got all the good stuff.
Way to go, Jeff. And hello, everybody. Welcome to Fantasy Golf TV with Jeff Deal on Fantasy Golf TV Network, your fantasy golf gurus standing by, waiting to help everybody out there in fantasy golf land, looking for some help with their teams. I brought up our website, and I did notice that you were down a ways on the list of teams this year. I lost 2 spots from last week, from last show, so but I'm still in top 10, so I'm happy about that.
I stayed exactly the same. I didn't move up or move down.
Well, listen, we're here to bring information, all the information you guys are going to need on making decisions for your teams throughout the year. This is week 2 for our show, and but we're going to do some special stuff today. I got my own top 50 list. I created my own list, Jeff Deal's list. We'll get some laughs out of that one. We'll see if I don't know if the Godfather's looking to call in. He likes to always bust my chops a little bit, but we're going to look back at the Sony Open. Obviously, Jimmy Walker's record Sunday. I mean, he just he lapped the field on Sunday after what happened the week before that he couldn't lap anything on Sunday, right?
You know, Jeff, I was thinking about that, and I'm a big Jimmy Walker fan. You know, and it's amazing. We talk about new guys. Jimmy Walker's new to the public, but he's in his mid-30s.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It took him 180-some tournaments to get his first win, and he's won 4 in his last 33.
Yep.
I mean, that's something clicked finally in his game. It was great to see. He was a defending champ.
He was.
It was great to see him after a very blah Monday final round at Kapalua, where it almost looked like he was just trying to hold on.
Well, that's what I said last show. I think he was just playing not to lose instead of playing to win.
And then turn around this week and go out on Sunday. He had, a 3-shot lead? He had a 2-shot lead going into the final at Kapalua, right?
Yeah.
3 shots, and, he put the pedal down. I think I read it somewhere where he got a text from Butch Harmon, his swing coach, that said, keep the pedal down.
Yeah.
Don't do what you did last week.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, when you watch Jimmy Walker play, his swing, his demeanor on the golf course looks like everything's really easy.
Doesn't it? Or it's like he doesn't care.
Well, yeah. I hate to say it's like he doesn't care, but it just seems like he doesn't have to try really hard. So he's just like, I'm just going to swing the club.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stroke the putt. Oh, look, it went in the hole. Little fist pump. Little, obviously we saw he had some fire and some spirit in him when he played in the Ryder Cup, but it was like in a tournament. And it was almost like, hey, I know I'm up 9 strokes and nobody's going to beat me.
Yeah. Now,
I'm just, as long as I don't have a heart attack on the 16th fairway, I think I'm going to win.
And he's on a roll. I mean, it's his, 4th win in
32 or 33.
30. That's crazy. I mean, that's he's won so far $1.7 million
already
this year.
Mm-hmm. Well, second. He won 1. Yeah. You mean this year as in 2015?
Yeah.
Not the tournament year?
No, the wraparound season.
Yeah, this season?
Yeah.
This year
season.
He's already won 1.2.
I call that the silly season earlier, but
you can't call it that anymore.
Well,
Counts.
It's in fantasy golf, the season starts.
It's because
Tournament of Champions.
That's because when the season starts, everybody's knee deep in fantasy football.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about fantasy golf.
Yeah.
It's fantasy football time.
That's true. It is.
And
me too.
As you and I both
Yes.
are well into. Didn't have such. I hope I have a better year in fantasy golf than I did in football.
I had a good year.
I made it to the semifinals.
I had a good year.
No, quarterfinals in my league and didn't win.
Yeah. We'll also take a quick look back at Abu Dhabi, where we had a couple of meltdowns, or one really bad meltdown.
John Van. No, I'm sorry. Martin Keimer.
He's on everybody's mind.
Martin Keimer.
Well, they're comparing that, and that's a good point. Was it the
10
biggest?
strokes with 4 holes to go.
Was it the biggest meltdown of all time? And I have to say it was.
No.
I'm sorry.
Here's why. Yes.
And everybody loves Martin Keimer, and I think he is one of my favorite players. But that is a complete meltdown,
Oh.
the worst ever,
What,
if you ask me.
double, triple, quadruple to finish?
And a lot of the media was showing a lot of different excerpts from Greg Norman's meltdown to obviously Vanderbilt, but this was
10 strokes,
the-
4 holes.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm not doing that.
It's why he's one of my favorites, but he was so classy at the end. He didn't shy away from any cameras. He didn't shy away from media. He answered it direct, and he screwed up.
What can he say?
Took double, triple, he screwed up.
What can he say?
Listen,
I just
hit in a bush.
I forgot how to play golf for 3 holes. I mean,
And
what can he say?
And I'm stunned. And
Yeah.
he was.
What's he going to say?
So I was real impressed about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I played today. I shot 76. His final round was a 75. So that's what really gets me mad.
He collapsed to shoot 75.
So
And you were stoked you shot 76.
yeah, I
today.
was
Yeah.
pretty happy.
Well, and it on the other side of that, the cat that won, his name's escaping me. He shot what, 65,
Yeah.
66, something like that.
Gary Stahl.
Yeah, it's not like
He was 374 ranked in the world.
that's Ben Curtis territory.
That's
Winning the British
that's a
Open.
home run.
That's
man.
awesome.
That is. That's a
That,
home run.
that just goes to show, Jeff Gilder, our fantastic producer man behind the glass here. We've said many times, he and I on my show, the Golf Monger Show, this is probably the best. We're probably in the middle of the best time in professional golf, talent-wise.
Guys, I want to say something about Keimer. Well, I wanted to chime in there a minute ago, and I got distracted. But you were talking about the meltdown, and I was watching this thing, okay. And on like maybe hole 4 or 5, I remember just thinking to myself, "Dude, this is absolutely one of the most beautiful swings in golf."
It's perfect.
If he could just replicate that every time. And I'm watching him stand there, and he's lining up left, and he's hitting a little cut, and I'm thinking, God, that's so cool. And then all of a sudden, he starts yanking and everything.
Disappeared.
But that just
amazing.
goes to show you, man,
Yeah. Yeah.
how much of it is actually between your ears.
Yeah, it is at that level.
Yeah.
In my opinion, at that level, it is between the ears.
Oh, it's all between
because
your
they're
ears.
solid.
It's all between your ears.
Yeah, you can do a little extra right hand, which he did that one time, and he said that, he just had a little too much, and that right hand took over a little bit. That's that put him in that bush. But anyway, the
So how'd we do last week?
fantasy golf.
Yeah.
Well, I started the tournament in 3rd. I'm in 5th, so I lost 2 spots. You said you did not.
I did not
and I'm
move at
bringing up
all.
who
I'm
did
in
you-
17th place.
Who was on your team?
Hold on, I'm
anyway?
pulling it up now. I don't remember.
You had Ryan Palmer. See, did you listen to me about C. Thomas Howell III there? Charles Howell.
No. When I was doing my homework for the for my preview on sportsmonger.com. Charles Howell, he's got the most money won there in the history of that tournament without a win.
Right. I think he's got more birdies in Hawaii than anybody. You had Jimmy Walker. You had the winner.
I had the winner.
So that was pretty good.
Yeah, but I didn't have anything else. I had Ryan Palmer and Matt Every, who combined got me not a lot of strokes because I wasn't smart enough to have Ryan Palmer on the good days.
Right.
I got him late in the week.
Well, we're going to be
So-
trying to set our teams for next week.
Here's the thing. I didn't do bad. I just didn't do good. I had Matt Every. The idiot got himself DQ'd.
I know. He bent his club and then he used it. He hit a non-conforming club.
Everybody knows that.
Well, that's a caddy. That's his caddy's fault.
And by the
It
way,
has
who's
to
his
be.
caddy this week?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Or is he in the field this week?
He actually is in the field.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if he's got the same caddy.
And he's played well at Humana in the past, so he might be on my team. I'm not going to give up on him.
You know what? And that wouldn't be a bad pick considering probably have a little bit of the red ass a little bit. Yeah. After what happened, that
Oh,
he
yeah.
might want to come back.
We got in our league. We got I'm in 5th place. I got 389 points, 389 points, which is pretty good. But our leader is up there with 425, and that is
How many points you got?
I have 389 points.
See, and you're in 5th. I'm in 17th. I only have 30 points less than you.
Yeah, so
It's so early in the year.
it is.
I don't
It
know
is.
about it.
But every point. Every point does
Every point does
because at
matter.
the end of the year you're going to be 1 or 2 points, 1 or 2 picks that you're going to say, I shouldn't have benched him that one day, and you'll think back 5 tournaments ago. It's just going to be a matter of benching a guy, leaving him on a bench, or moving him in.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, and it's also a matter of not wearing out, picking the right people at the right time.
well, that's what it's.
I mean, because you can only use everybody 10 times.
No question.
In the Yahoo setup.
I've already
and-
used Jimmy Walker twice.
Me too.
You know, so you're right about that.
I used
It's-
Russell
it's
Henley twice too.
How you gonna manage that? And that's
well-
and that's what we're here to help everybody.
But
with,
here's the thing: there are tournaments that guys are made for and known for, and so as you get into the year, more guys are playing. I mean, think of the number of guys. Like, you're going to use Rory 10 times. You're going to use Ricky 10 times. You're going to use Bubba 10 times. You're going to use all these guys all 10 times.
Right.
They haven't even played yet. We're only 2 tournaments in,
Right.
so there's lots of time. So
Well, remember, folks, you could always go to golfdirector.com, click on the TGD TV tab, then scroll down and click on Fantasy Golf TV, the live player, and do that and watch us live. You can,
see our smiling faces. Live.
yeah, these ugly faces, Myrtle Beach mugs.
Myrtle Beach golf mugs right there at their finest. You know, we used to do this on radio. It didn't matter.
That's true.
Now we're on TV.
That's true. I used to show up in sweats.
That's right. We used to have baseball hats on backwards and flip flops and T-shirts.
Actually, I don't think I ever showed up in
we were
sweats,
on.
but-
No, you never did because you were always going to the course. I was the one that
I
showed
know.
up and dressed like a bum because I was going home, going back to bed. But we were up bright and early in the morning for that. So this week they're at the Humana
Yeah.
in California,
Full field.
full field,
I mean, everybody's playing.
almost everybody.
Yeah, almost everybody. I've set my team already. I've got my team set.
I haven't even looked at my team
We,
yet.
we don't have much time left
Okay.
for the
So
show.
what do you
but well, here's the thing. We talked about it a little bit last week. You were
You don't
supposed
want- you
to
don't
call
want-
in, by the
yeah,
way.
but I got caught up in a meeting.
You know how Jimmy picks his team, how Gene picks his team. What's the first thing I do? So people have heard that. What's the first thing you do when you want to pick a team?
First thing when I want to pick a team, I take a look at players' history at the venue.
That's what I do. That was the first thing I said last week.
Like Chucky Three Sticks. Guy hasn't done squat in years, but he plays well in Hawaii.
Right.
So I put him on my team.
I put him on my team too.
You know, you're going to go to the Humana, and like you said, Matt Every has played well at the Palmer course there.
Yep.
So you got to consider him. You know, you can get caught up in defending champs, but you take a look at that. Obviously, the guy's played well at the course if he's won there before.
Right.
It's very hard to repeat, but for fantasy purposes, if he won last year, unless it was a come out of the blue, potentially he's going to finish in the top 10, top 15, right?
Right.
I mean, if his game is still at a good level, guy likes the course.
Yeah.
You know, I look for history of players at the course because, don't get me wrong, when you pick the winner, it's great. But collectively, you got to score.
No question.
You got 8 guys that
I mean,
you got to
had
figure out.
perfect example. You had Jimmy Walker, but you had nobody else. You're still in 17th
I had Jimmy
place.
Walker last week, too.
Yeah.
You know, and I played him. He finished second. I mean, I was thinking, oh man, I got the winner in the very first event of the year. Sweet. And then he forgot how to play golf on the 18th hole twice, not once, but twice. You know, that's what I look at. And then sometimes just play a hunch, man, because I blog and I write about it and we talk about it and we've got our podcast and you know, and sometimes just like, you know what, this guy played last week and I watched him on Friday,
Right.
and it looked like the swing was going pretty good. Didn't do very well, but you know what? His game, I think he's ready to do something. And sometimes you just take a flyer and you pick. You know,
I have a tendency to play my hunches early in the year. I'll go with the big guns later to save them, but and it hurt me a little bit last year.
That's-
I came back.
that's the delicate thing about saving the big guns,
Right.
because that's assuming the big guns are going to play well in those events.
right.
And
Picking
then
the guys like Avery, the guys like Scott Piercy, and that
typically
type of
that's
stuff.
good this time of year because typically when you have the fields where, you know, Phil and Rory and Ricky and Bubba and Tiger and, you know, a lot of the top names aren't, Justin Rose, those guys aren't playing. That's the time for guys that you think are the next level.
Right.
Like Every and Harris English and Billy Horschel and Patrick Reed and those guys. This is their chance to win because maybe
Yeah.
those guys aren't in the field. so they can take that next step.
I picked all big, even the first week, the Tournament of Champions. I picked all big guns except J.B. Holmes, and he was favored because he plays that venue very well.
Right.
So, but I kept him on my bench. I didn't start him, and I'm kind of glad I did that. But in last week's, that was the first week. In last week's, I did pick Matt Avery, and I did pick Brendan Todd. I just think Brendan Todd's going to be solid this year. I just like
I
that
think
kid.
so too.
But he didn't do well in this tournament. So again,
Well,
that's
you know,
one of
the
those
fun-
things. I try to fill a spot and try to save my big guns, and sometimes it doesn't work out.
You know, the funny thing is, he's one of those guys that we're going to be you're going to think about him all year, and there's weeks like this week where he's going to burn you,
Right.
and then there's going to be weeks that you're probably not going to play him,
Right.
and you're going to kick yourself because he's going to get a T5. You know, he's going to get a top 5 finish. Well, I mean, you're looking at the Humana. I mean, Patrick Reed's the defending champ. Is he going to win 2 already? I mean, do you pick him?
I'm picking him.
I am. I mean,
I'm in fifth. I need to be in first, so I want to pick him.
I don't need to be in first now. You know what I need to be in first? In August when it's over.
That's
all
true.
I care about.
That's true.
Do you go Ryan Palmer again? You know, he's played well there. He's on a roll, you know. Then you look at, you know, guys like Zach Johnson. See, then you start getting into these tournaments. Guys haven't even played yet. You know, Duffner's in the field. Keegan Bradley. You know, historically they've played
You
pretty
see
well
Duffner,
at this place.
all they show is his wife's sitting on a beach somewhere. I mean, are they living their life or what?
Okay. If you're the media, would you show Jason Duffner golfing? Or would you show his wife in a bathing suit on the beach?
Yeah, it's no-brainer there.
Right?
Well, listen, you know, the fantasy golf, the leagues we're talking about that we're in, it's a Yahoo League, and there are many leagues out there. Folks out there, you can get in these leagues. You can get in the one we have. It's go to Yahoo Sports, go to Fantasy Golf. TGD Radio TV is the name of the league, TGD Radio TV. And the group ID for this league is 7491. Start a team, it's free. Let's see how you do. I know you missed a couple of weeks, but let's see if you can catch up to the gurus here, and which probably shouldn't be that hard, but
It's only 2 weeks.
it's only 2 weeks. It's a long season.
It's
you
a
know,
long
it's
season.
it's broken up 3 segments, like we mentioned last week. There's a winter a segment that we're in now, and then a summer, then a spring, and then a summer, and it ends on the Tour Championship. So it's a long season. So gain some points, get in there, and let's have some fun.
Consistency is the key.
It is.
And in my opinion, and when it comes to this is, and you know, and this league's different from a lot of the fantasy golf that I've done in the past. If you go Yahoo route, where you actually pick 8 guys, and then you can interchange them throughout the tournament, where most of them are you pick 4 guys or 3 guys or whatever it is, and you're stuck with them.
Right.
You know, where, you know, if you look at, to be honest with you, I didn't start Jimmy Walker. I wanted to see how he played. I wanted him,
See if he's gonna.
but I wanted to see how
Just
he
dump it.
reacted Thursday
Yeah.
to what happened Monday, because it's such a short window. But I had to take him as one of my 8, but I didn't start him on. And I started Matt Every.
Right.
In that format,
Me too.
I'd have been screwed because Every got DQ'd, and that's no points. He finished 144th.
Yeah. Me too. I had total 166 points this past week. So my first week I had over 200.
Wait a minute. You had how many this week?
166.
I think I beat you this week.
You did.
Which I'm going to rub it in, by the way, as soon as if I pull it up and it says that I did.
Hey, folks, the at Twitter, if you want to contact
Oh,
us
no,
through
I had
Twitter,
160.
160. It's at Fantasy Golf TV, at Fantasy Golf TV, our Twitter handle. So get a hold of us through Twitter. And
Yeah, fantasygolftv.com, or find us, like Jeff said, on the Golf Director, at Fantasy Golf TV is the Twitter. I'm at Golfmonger. You're at you gotta improve your Twitter handle.
it's
too complicated.
It's GPro268.
Yeah, no,
At GPro268.
we gotta change that.
All right,
we gotta get it something better for you. You got like 7 followers anyway, so we need to boost that up.
I'm more of a Facebook guy right now. So.
Yeah, but if
Everybody
you're gonna,
knows me from
I
Facebook.
know, but if you're gonna be doing this, we gotta bring you over into the Twitter world, my man.
But go to Facebook too. You can find us
Yeah.
on golfdirectortv.com. It's anyway, next week, real quick, because we're running out of time. I think we got a minute. I'm looking for Jeff
Yeah.
to give me a little clue, because I set my timer off. So
That's all right.
we're
I just put the timer there so you could get used to it. If you want to take a little extra time, that's
so we
all
don't
right.
do 40 minutes like you did
yeah.
last week.
It's a 20-minute show. We were 43 minutes. You almost killed me last week. So
That's awesome.
but Next week, the Humana Challenge in partnership with the Clinton Foundation.
Yes.
It's a long name, but a great tournament.
It's the Humana.
At La Quinta Country Club. So they play. What's really neat about that event, they play with amateurs. Now, it takes a certain temperament. You're going to pick a player. You got to pick a guy that, he's okay with playing with amateurs in an event that it's a FedEx Cup event. So everything means a lot. There's a lot of money on the line in this tournament. I think it's $1.7 million is the purse. So how would you feel? I mean, you're playing with a hack that's a not a hack, but I don't want to say it's
playing with me.
Well, no,
with me.
a lot of these amateurs are mid to high handicappers, 23 handicappers, and he's spraying the ball everywhere. He's hitting the fans, and
I think you don't pay attention.
It would be tough.
And you also have to understand that everybody's in the same boat.
That's true.
Now,
That's true.
some guys might get luckier, and you might draw a 23 handicapper, and I might draw a 6 handicapper, so it's not quite as bad.
Right.
But let's face it, we all do that when we play golf.
That's true.
You never know who you're gonna play with. I think you just have to take it for what it is and realize that everybody's going through the same thing you are.
Well, I know we're running out of time. Give me one guy you're going to pick.
Well, I'm definitely taking Patrick Reed.
Patrick Reed, okay.
Yeah. Give me a long shot.
I'm going with Scott Piercy as a long shot.
To continue on his role from last week, because he played pretty well on Sunday.
And it's not a long shot, but I like him to win.
It's a long shot. He hasn't done squat since 2013.
I like him to win, though. I think he's. If you look at stats, and I didn't bring him with me. I was looking at stats, driving distance, driving accuracy, greens and regulation. He's all up there. I was looking at some of those stats. Who's one of the second best player in the world right now, in the world? Rory, and then you got. You have to say, Jordan Spieth is probably right up there. He is just so solid.
Ricky
right
Fowler.
now. Ricky Fowler, Jordan Spieth. Jordan
Patrick
Spieth
Reed.
is like 124 on greens and regulation. He's down. So and sometimes the stats don't mean much, but Piercy, when you're playing consistent, everything is consistent. I think it's important.
You know the stats that Jimmy Walker won with last week? 80% of the greens regulation.
Yeah.
Excuse me, like 79.6. 80% of the greens regulation.
But even overall for the year, I think he's down a little bit. He's like number 17 or something, so he's not up there, but still very solid.
Yeah, but he's a good putter, so he's just got to get. He had 11 one putt. He had 21 putts over the weekend. That's how you win a golf tournament by 9 strokes, by the way.
Well, again, I'm gonna, folks. If you want to get in our league, I'd love to have you guys in here. It's TD. Go to Yahoo Sports. Go to Fantasy Golf. Go to TGD Radio TV. That's the league, and the group ID is 7491. You have to create a league. You have to create a Yahoo ID. You have to create a name. Get something funky out there. Have some fun. And
I got to ask you a question. I'm a newbie, okay?
Yes, you are. I saw you had 19 points or something.
That was awesome, by the way.
No, just kidding. You had 91. No, I'm just kidding, Jeff.
I missed the first round, but okay.
You did.
See, I don't even know how to find the league. I just went to Yahoo Sports.
Okay.
I'm logged in.
Fantasy
and I'm
Golf.
on the Fantasy Golf page.
Okay.
So how do I find their team?
Well, you have to go. You have to sign in first. You have to sign in.
I'm signed into
If
Yahoo.
you signed in and go to Fantasy Golf, and then you should be able to go to find our league somewhere. Look up leagues, and you should be able to find our league somewhere. And I should probably go through this.
All right, yeah, okay. I'm getting closer now. Yeah, because it's there. It is.
Okay.
All right, while Jeff's looking, let me ask you this.
I had 91 points.
You're talking who
You
you
did. 91 is good. You missed the first
time?
week, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
Would,
You're on your way.
There you go.
I missed Thursday, too.
You did.
Oh, yeah.
I know. That's right. You did.
Phil's playing for the first time. Pretty much this is usually his first one, unless he won previously and he plays.
Little warm up.
Would you pick him?
I'm not going to pick him this week. I want to see. I want to see where his game's at.
He slimmed down, and he said he's kind
He
of.
slims down every.
He goes up and down.
He slims
does.
down. He comes out of January slim.
He goes up and down. The interesting thing is, he's not. He's going to play this, but he's not going to follow up. He's not playing at Pebble.
Yeah.
Or at Riviera.
Pretty much most of the West Coast swing, it seems like he's not going to play.
I was surprised he was in the field this week.
Yeah. He made a comment. Obviously, his family comes first, and they're all.
He's at that point in his career. His
The kids are getting older now, and he doesn't want to miss anything, and I commend that.
I don't blame him. I like when he said when the initial press release came out and said, "I'm not playing because I want to." He said he wasn't playing due to spending time with family. I had to laugh because if you just take that, which was like the headline, the heck's he been doing for the last 4 months?
I know.
Because he hasn't played since the Ryder Cup. So what has he been doing? I know he was helping his brother. He was the interim assistant golf coach at Arizona State with his brother, but he lives there. So can't imagine that he was missing too much time with the family while he was
his weight
at golf practice.
He does slim down every year, but I think his swing gets a little loose when he's too slim. I think it tightens up a little bit when he puts a little extra pounds on, and I like him later in the year than in the beginning of the year.
I mean, he's won this thing a couple of times. I mean, it's been a while, but he's won it. It'd be interesting to see. You know what? There'll be a lot of people that pick him.
Well,
There will be.
folks, get your team set, and let's see how you do this week. Fantasy Golf Radio and TV are produced and broadcast by Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, navigate over to our feature golf course pages, where you'll find out up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and much more. Need help with your next golf vacation? Give us a call at 844-GO-GOLF-1. That's 844-GO-GOLF-1. That's 844-464-6531.
Ask for Big Dave. He'll hook you up.
He
hashtag
will,
just
too.
call Dave.
No question about it.
Hashtag just call Dave.
All of our TGD programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand. To catch up on the shows you may have missed, click on the TGD Radio and TGD TV tabs in the menu at thegolfdirector.com. My name is Jeff Deal, co-host Brian Steffen, the golf manger himself. Thank you, Jeff. We appreciate everything you do for us, setting us up behind the glass. There's more from TGD Golf News and information coming up next, so stay tuned. All right, man.
Awesome.